A media salon on the One China principle as the bedrock of China-Nigeria relations took place at the China General Chamber of Commerce in Abuja. Co-hosted by the Center for China Studies and the Center for Contemporary China-Africa Research, the event was attended by foreign policy experts, media professionals, embassy officials, and journalists. In his presentation on the historical foundation and diplomatic significance of the One China principle, Charles Onyenaiju, Director Center for China Studies, said Taiwan is an integral part of China. He said though the Qing dynasty ceded Taiwan to Japan after losing the First Sino-Japanese War in 1895, Taiwan has since been returned to China following the Cairo Declaration of 1943 and the Potsdam Proclamation of 1945. He said that Nigeria does not have any diplomatic relations with Taiwan, stressing that what Taiwan has in Nigeria is a mere trade office, which is purely for purposes of trade and nothing more.
In 2017, Nigerian government appreciated that its One China policy is under siege. Its One China policy is being abused. It is to restore the integrity. It's not a favor done to the Chinese. It is a restoration of Nigerian policy integrity. Look, our position of One China is very strict and very clear. And we cannot allow somebody to make it ambiguous. And based on that, the Taiwan Trade Office was asked, okay, you need to relocate out of Abuja. Abuja is political capital of Nigeria. Lagos is Nigerian economic hub. Since you are strictly a trade office, relocate to Lagos. You can have your trade in Lagos. But what we have seen in recent time is continuous abuse of this privilege. We've seen and read the Taiwan trade representative making superior argument. He's even asking Nigeria to renegotiate a part. He's even asking Nigeria he's even trying to organize meetings with state institutions like the parliament, which is an abuse of the status of Taiwan as a strict trade office. So I want to bring something clear, because sometimes you read in the media, Nigeria has broken diplomatic cooperation with Taiwan. It never is in the first place.
Speaking on the economic and trade implications of the One China principle, Professor Sherif Goli Ibrahim, head of the Department of Political Science and International Relations, University of Abuja, said that the One China principle has remained the cornerstone of Nigeria-China relations.
I now go further to consolidate a theoretical instrument of the One China policy as upheld by Nigeria in its position as a partner of the Great People's Republic of China. The social constructivists believe that relationship of any kind is actually constructed using identity, using interest, using ideas, and making use of the instrument of trade. Why is it so? That nations and states will actually couple together if they share the same interests, and China and Nigeria share common interests. States and nations will come together, blend together if they share the same ideas, and China and Nigeria share the same ideas. States and nations will come together and integrate if they share the same identity, and China and Nigeria share the same identity, belonging to the South-South cooperation and hitherto belonging to the non-aligned movement. Since Bandung Conference, Africa and China, Nigeria and China have been together. It is on the basis of this, ladies and gentlemen, that Nigeria's economy has continued to maintain a great boost, and the People's Republic of China with having that particular formidable partnership in many areas.
Professor Goli, who is also the director of the Center for Contemporary China-Africa Research, noted that Nigeria's adherence to the One China principle has resulted in increased volume of trade and infrastructure investment, with trade volume exceeding $20 billion in 2024. Speaking on the role of the Nigerian media in reporting the Taiwan question, a lecturer at the International Institute of Journalism, Dr. Austin Maho, charged media professionals to always seek clarification before filing their reports.
Media is critical. And like I always say, when in a classroom situation, for you to know the power of the media, For instance, many of you who know me know that I go to Arise AIT. I do a lot of analysis on the government of the day. If I tell you about what Tinubu is doing in Aso Rock, you will think I sleep on the same bed with him, I wake up on the same bed with him, and that gives me the ability to measure and gauge his plans and policy projection for the country. But that is not the truth. Everything I know that forms my opinion about President Tinubu or those in government is what I read, is the feedback I get from the media, is what I read here from the media. That tells you how powerful the media is and the power of media to shape public perception and opinion. And it's the same way the media, you may think what you write is not significant. It's significant, it's important, it is impactful on those who read it. I have never been to Taiwan. I've been fortunate to have gone to China. But when you are being manipulated to report on certain issues as it relates to Taiwan, China, geopolitics, global affairs, you are shaping public opinion about these issues.
Director of the political section at the Chinese embassy in Nigeria, Mr. Zhu Songbua, expressed appreciation to Nigeria for upholding the One China principle. He also urged the Nigerian media to actively resist narratives that undermine China's sovereignty claims over Taiwan. The One China principle is a policy that asserts that there is only one China, with Taiwan being an inalienable part of it, and the People's Republic of China is the sole legitimate government of China.